Yes, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Ambafx right here. So this is weekly analysis and forecast. So let's start with the fundamental. The crucial one we saw last week is on the on Wednesday, and then we saw on Thursday the CAD GDP, which came out better than expected. And then on Friday too, we saw the core PCE price index of the US, which came out better than expected. As we see for the first 2 3 days of last week, we saw a weaker USD, but during the Friday, we saw a sell-off, which induced by this particular core PCE price index, which came out better than expected on Friday. So, and rumor has it that the Fed will keep increasing the interest rate until the things came balance or normal, as they say. So I think they have their own what we call, they have their reason for doing that. So let's dive to this week. Let's see what is going to happen this week. How the fundamental will shape things this week. On Monday, we'll be expecting the Swiss franc to drop their core CPI month over month, and then the previous one is 0.3, while the forecast is 0.1. So they are predicting a slowdown in the core CPI reports right there. So let's see what the actual will give, and you already know that if the report is better than expected, then we'll see a stronger Swiss franc. And normally Swiss franc is one of my favorite uh, currency this week. Is one of my favorite pair this week. And then on Monday too, we are waiting for the ISM manufacturing PMI to in the US. So the previous one is 52.8, and then the forecast is 52.5. So they predicted a slowdown too, which we expect maybe we are going to see a slowdown, or we are going to see uptick in that particular result. So all this will determine how we take our entry on Monday. Although Monday is not a very good day to trade, is a day to just wait and see what is going to happen in the market, because we're going to see some retracement. On Tuesday too, we have the interest rate of the Australian dollar, of the Australian. So the last one they drop is 2.35. So they are expecting a what we call a 50 basis point interest rate hike. So let's see how it goes then. Though my favorite position this week is to short Australian dollar. So let's see how it goes. Maybe we'll wait for this. If we see a slowdown, that's what will give us a better opportunity to short that particular currency pair right there. So Wednesday to SED cash rate too. So day two they want to go for 50 basis points. The previous result is 3.0, while the forecast is 3.50. So let's see how it goes. And this week we have OPEC meeting this week. That will be dealing with the Canadian dollar. So any reports from there will make us know the direction we are going in the Canadian dollar and the US oil, and the oil in total. So the ISM manufacturing PMI on Wednesday and the ADP non-farm employment change on that particular day on Wednesday. So we have some members of the FOMC to speak on Thursday. So this they will now tell us that, okay, where are we going with the interest rate decision and the economic decision, how they want to shape the economy. So on Friday, the biggest one will have in a month, that the biggest report in a month is coming on Friday. So the Canadian employment change and the unemployment rate and the non-farm payroll, the unemployment change. This one will literally shape the market in a big way. So this is the report we will be waiting at, so that we'll know how would trade in the coming weeks. So we'll be waiting for the Friday drop of the NFP. So what we are going to be waiting for here is that we are going to be waiting for the report, and the report of the unemployment rate. The last report is 3.7%, and they expect to get the same result this week. And the non-farm employment change is the last one is 315k. So they are expecting it to slow down to 265k. So the unemployment rate, they are expecting it to, for the Canadian, they're expecting it to come out the same, and the employment change, they are expecting it to improve. So let's see how it goes there. So the report will tell us where we are going. So take note of the AUD, the NZD, the CAD, and the US dollar. That's the 4 pairs I wanted to take note of. So the AUD, the interest rate, the NZD, the interest rate, the Canadian dollar, the OPEC meeting, and then the US dollar, the ISM manufacturing PMI, and then the non-farm payroll. So these are the things I wanted to take note in the coming weeks, so that you know the directional bias you will be going. So let's go to technical analysis. So the first one, let's start with the DSY. So DSY, we saw what we call a sell-off from this particular high. We see a move to 114.5, 114.736 also. So then we saw a big rejection from there. So we are still in an uptrend, but this is just a reversal. So what we'll be looking at here is that if we break this particular level, because we have a 3 trend line here. The first one, we have what we call the respect of that trend line. The second one, we have this respect of these 2 trend line. Then here too, we have this. So if we have a break to this particular area, if we have a break in if there is a break to this particular area, or we have a break to this particular what we call the trend line, then we might be resuming the uptrend. Or let's say this is the last one we are having right here. This is the last support level we are having at 108,507 before we have the resumption of the uptrend. And if we have a break of this particular support, then I think we are going down. So that is when we'll start predicting the we'll be sure about US dollar weakness. But for now, US dollar is the strongest currency for now. So, and the beauty of it is what is to trade with the trend, not to trade against the trend. So we are still in an uptrend. So I'm still my bias still remains that we'll resume an uptrend from here after a rejection to test this particular demand level. So we'll still continue to respect this demand level up to 119.924. That's my target on DSY. And if we see a break to the downside at this particular level, then we should be respecting this second trend line. Then if not, then this is the last support level we will be respecting before we move to the upside. So let's watch that level very closely, and then Monday and Tuesday candle close will tell us a lot about this movement. So the first pair we are going to look at is pounds USD. As we can see, after we saw a the right word to use for it is crash, because we saw a crash in pounds the last couple of weeks. So then we now saw the ECB, they did what we call they buy, as in they come to the rescue. Let's just use that English. They come to the rescue of pounds. So that's why we now see the reversal at this particular area. So with this chart telling us that we are still in a downtrend. So let's just delete all this and let's start again. So if we go to the monthly time frame, we can see that we saw a sharp decline at this level and it moved to the upside. So this area we have our what we call a break of what, a break of support at this particular area in the monthly time frame. So if you go to the weekly time frame, then we have our what we call our support that turn to what, that turn to resistance. So assuming if we want to have a support level here, this is a reversal candle. We'll just see a candle that will close above this particular area. So since we not see a candle that close above this particular area, so it means that we are still in a downtrend. So what we saw was a break of that particular area. So let's go to the daily time frame to check our entry right there. So here too we have another resistance at this particular area. This we can call it a supply level. So if you are to use our trend line to determine our entry, so this is how it looks like. Okay, actually it might not be from there. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. So we have a respect of this particular trend line right there. We have a respect of this trend line. Then we have a fake breakout at this particular area. Then it's breaking back to the level. So here like this, we are looking for a selling opportunity on pounds USD at this particular area. So what we are looking for right there is to move to this area, then probably we'll see the continuation was continuation to this, to the downside. So this is what we are looking at on pound JPY, a sell sorry, on pound USD, a selling opportunity at this particular area. But this is also a sell opportunity if we see a breakout of this trend line and we'll see a move to this side. We can still look for a sell opportunity at this area. So any retracement to this particular area is an opportunity for us to look for a sell opportunity too. So we are believing that the trade not selling or not buying is if we see a break of this particular resistance level to the upside, then I can wait for what we call a retest, then I might buy from here. But I might not even buy though, because I would like to wait for the break of this particular resistance level at this area before I enter. So if I see a break of this level, I will still wait till I see a break of this before I now make a decision to start buying pounds USD. But for now, this is my two entry right there. So I'll wait for it to just retrace here, then I wait for any sell opportunity at this particular area or sell opportunity at 1.14419. Then the taking profits level should be around this area, around this support level. The first one and the second one should be let's say around this area. That I'll be going for the first one of let's say up to like 80 to 100 pips, and the second one of like 150 to 200 pips. So this is my own analysis on pounds USD. So the next one is euro USD. So euro USD, after drawing the trend line here, I see that we have a very strong support level at this area. We have a very strong support level at 0.96322. So if we go to the monthly time frame, you can see the support level right there. This is the support level. So then after we saw a very sharp move to the upside after it hit the support level. So as we all know, US dollar is the strongest currency right now with the interest rate high. So we'll still need to look for a sell opportunity. We might likely break this level, and on Friday we saw a reversal candle close on this particular pair on daily time frame. As you can see, this is a reversal candle and it closed at this supply level. Then we still have this particular resistance level right here. So let's go to 4-hour time frame. So let's get rid of this, and then this is what I'm looking at on this particular pair. So this is the two level I'm looking at to sell. The first one is just like pounds USD. It's very related. So the first one is I'll be looking to sell at 0.98369. That's my first sell bias. Then I'll be looking to sell, if it break this level, then I'll be looking to sell at 0.98979. So this is my second sell bias to 0.9629. So if I see a break of any of this, if I see a break of this particular level, then I'll be waiting for this level to put a sell bias at this particular resistance trend line. That was 1.00691 to this level. These are the three levels I'm going to say, but the first one might likely happen sooner than expected. That is here. So we see a level at this particular area, a level of a supply level at this particular area, and it's very strong, a very solid resistant level at this particular area, a very strong resistance level at 98952. So these are the two levels I will be waiting to take my sell buyer. So the first one at this level and the second one at that particular level. So if you check the 1 hour time frame, you can see that if we put the trend line, we see that we have a break of this particular trend line. Then so these are the level I'm going to take my sell bias to this level. I'm going to take my sell bias from here then to this level. So if it break out and hits my my stop loss, then I'm going to wait to that 0.985. Then if I see a breakout of that level, then I'll be waiting for the I'll be waiting for the third one. So going for 1:3 risk to reward, 1:3.5 risk to reward ratio from that particular area. So let's check out US dollar JPY. As you can see, US dollar is very strong, but right now what I'm seeing on JPY is not that very interesting. So for now, I might just ignore this particular pair not trade on trade. So I'll just ignore it. Then I'll be looking for a breakout of that particular resistance level to make my decision. So this is the resistance level right there. If you check in weekly time frame, Let me zoom it properly so that you see that there is a level at this particular area, and then we still have this level it at this particular area. So sorry, we lost that. So this level is a very crucial level. But what I'm looking at is I'm looking at a break of this particular level. Then if I see this level break, then I might wait then to buy to this 152,533. But for now, I'm still folding my hands on that particular pair. So the next one is SZD USD. So my favorite position on SZD USD. So during their interest rate decision, something funny might happen. So if you ask me, this is what I think might happen. We might see a retracement to the upside, maybe a very strong one during their interest rate decision. You know, we are still in a downtrend, and news, no matter what, news will just make noise in a particular pair. The direction is the direction. News will just spike things, like let's say maybe spice things up, then the trend will still return to its original direction. So when during the interest rate decision, we might see a move to this particular area, which might be a massive one. Then we might see a sharp decline at that particular area. The reason why I said this is because if you check the monthly time frame, uh, normally we are in a support level of that trend line. As you can see, we respect the trend line here, and here we might see a weekly a monthly retracement of that particular um, monthly candle. So that might be induced by the news report. So this is what I'm looking at, where I'm looking at to put my sell on SND USD. So I'm looking at 50% retracement to continue selling. So I'm looking at 50% retracement or 61.8 retracement, which goes with that particular resistance level to sell and wait for the breakout of this level. So if you check the weekly time frame, I will see that the bias is as you can see, we have level of support here which is broken, and then we need to retest it. So the news might help to spice things up, and we might want to retrace and then retest this particular level at this area. So the second thing, that's the first opinion. So my second opinion is that going to the 4 hour time frame, if we do not see the big move right there, then we should just come and then we should just let's zoom in properly. Let's zoom in properly. Though we are in a level of very strong support, but mind you, we still have a break of this particular support in 4 hour time frame at this area. So we have a break of this. This is a double top, and then a break of this particular neckline. So if we check this thing, we can call this a fake breakout at that particular area, because if we put this trend line, we have a break of that particular trend line right there. So normally we can wait for this particular trade to retest this particular area and it give us a very big rejection to the downside. So two things I'm looking at, that first one and this small one. The one that play out first is the one I'm going to take. So looking at this particular level, we might see a retrace to this level then, or if not see a retrace to this level, then we might see a retrace to this particular supply level right here. So I'm looking at this particular trying to play out to resume my sell bias. Then if I see a breakout of all this particular level, then I'm going to be waiting for this bigger level, because there is a big supply at this particular area. If you check it very well, you see that you have a big, so this is the level and which tallies with the 50% retracement level of the monthly time frame. So these are the three bars I'm looking at. The first one is here, second one here, then the third one to this particular area before the resumption of the down trend. So here too on SND card, if you check the monthly time frame, I'm looking at that particular area too to resume my downtrend, and then this is what I'm looking at. We have a break of this particular support which might turn to resistance soon. And if you check this trend line, going to the weekly time frame, this trend line I put here is very valid, and all this thing I'm saying is it works. It works. You can ask my student. My system works like because last week we just have a loss out of the signal. Just do we even have a loss? Let me, I think we don't have a loss last week. No, I think last the upper one, the 2 weeks ago, that's where we lost a trade. So just follow me as I give this direction. Hopefully this is not a financial advice, this is just for educational purpose. So this is what I'm looking at. As you can see, we have a rejection of this trend line, rejection, second one, the third one, the fourth one, and the third one. This is a chart pattern right there. So we have now arrived at the support of that trend line. So the news of the SAD might spice things up to here to this level, then we might see a rejection at this particular level. Then if the rejection does not come in there, then we'll wait for this one. If not, then we'll wait for this last one. But the immediate one I'm looking at is at this particular area, it's at 0.7. So I'm waiting for this particular area to before I take my sell bias. That was one on the high time. So if you go to the daily time frame, you see that the daily candle close at that particular area, and this level, you see that this level is a very strong level of support right there. If we, yeah, so this is a very level of support that might likely turn to resistance soon. So we break that particular area. We first bounce off the area, then the sell is the downtrend, then we now break that particular support level. So it might likely turn to what, to resistance. So let's see how it goes at that particular area. So on weekly time frame, same as the SND USD, we break out the what we call the neckline. As you can see, we have a false breakout too at this particular level. So this is it. If I not see the big move to that level, then the first thing I'm waiting for is to trade with a smaller stop loss at this area. To trade with smaller stop loss at this area, and to take my sell bias at this supply level. So this is what I'm looking at right there. Just a small retracement to the upside. Let's say just have a small retracement to this particular supply level, then we have a sharp decline to this level. Then if we see a break of this level, then we'll target what we call, then if you saw a break out of this particular level, then we are going to the next level of 0.72592. So that is what I'm looking at on SAD card. AUD card too. This SAD card, AUD card, we must take note of the interest rate and the OPEC meeting, and any other news that is related to the Canadian dollar and the Australian dollar, or the Canadian dollar, the SZD card. So AUD card, this is next pair I'm looking at to trade this particular week. We are still in a downtrend, Yeah, and this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a retracement to this level. I've already put this. I'm looking at retracement to this level. Then if you see that, hopefully we'll be taking our first profit at this 0.87509. Then our second target will be at 0.85442. So that's what I'm looking at on AUD card. We are still in a downtrend, so we might just see a retracement to this particular level uh, that goes with the resistance of that particular trend line right there. So let me tell you the sell level that is still valid here. If we break this particular, we still have a valid one right there. We can still look for sell opportunity at this particular area. So that is what I'm looking at that. But if you break this area, then we should just wait for a clear buy bias, not just jumping on a random trade without knowing it. So we just need to wait and then follow the direction. So on euro card to, I'm waiting for the retracement of this daily candle, sorry, of this monthly candle. Let me show you. So we have a very clear move to the upside, a very strong move to the upside. Then if you use the Fibonacci retracement, we might see the retracement of that particular okay, drag it from bottom to up. So we might see a retracement move which might be 23.6 or 38.2 or 50% retracement level. Then we'll go for the target. So let's but my favorite retracement is here. My favorite retracement is here. Then if you break it, then I'm going to look. This is my favorite retracement price. My favorite retracement price is to the 1.34241. Then if I see a rejection at this particular area, then I will we're buying to this area. Then if I see a breakout of this particular area, then we're waiting for a retest, then I'm going to continue to buy. So here too, the second one is at this particular demand level, at this particular level right there. So if I see a retracement to this area, then I'll be taking my buy, which goes in line with the 50 to 61.8 retracement level in the monthly time frame, because as you can see, we have a head area, an inverse head and shoulder at this particular area. If you see it very well, this is it. Let me show you. Then we have a breakout of this level. So this is what we are looking at. So we have an inverse head and shoulder here. So we just break the neckline. So there is a possibility that we will come and retest this particular neckline we have broken at this area. So this, let's extend it. This is the neckline we broke through. So there's a possibility we are going to retest this neckline, or we might have a retest to this particular support level. So that's what we are looking at there. So on euro UAD to euro UAD, there's something to check on the monthly time frame, and that thing is this. So let's use a line to check it very well, to check it properly. Then this has to be deleted. This has to be deleted so that I can explain to you properly. So checking the candlestick, as you can see, we have a slight breakout at this area using the line. So let's now adjust it with the candlestick, which tells you that this area is an area, is a resistant area, a very strong resistant area. So going to the weekly time frame, and as we see, resistance area using trend line is not is not a one line. It should be a double line so that you won't do mistake of trading a trade that is still in a trend line, thinking that we have break that particular trend line. So taking this area, we saw a rejection at this trend line, then the second trend line to it reject here, reject, we have a rejection, and they move to the second channel, we have a rejection. This areas we have a rejection, and this area too we might have a rejection at this particular area. So what we are looking at on euro USD, so we have to wait if we see a breakout of this particular, or if you see what we call a rejection at that area, which we might even break this particular low, or we might see a break of this particular area because of the momentum of that bullish candlestick. As you can see, we have a reversal pattern at that particular area in a weekly candle. So we might see a breakout of this area, then a continuation to the upside. So because we have a double bottom at this particular area, and then we have a reversal candle, so we might see the continue of the upward movement, the continuation of the upward movement if we break out this particular area. So just keep watching at that area. If we see a breakout or a rejection at that particular resistance level, because this area of resistance is very strong, so we have to wait for the rejection or for the breakout of that level to continue our bias. So USD card, we are not checking it out. So AUD Swiss franc, this is what I'm looking at on AUD Swiss franc. So we have break this low already, we have this low broken already, then just wait for a what we call a pullback to this side, then a sell to 0.6 to 0.6140 or 420. So that's the first take profit at that particular area. So the second take profit should be at 0.58336. So if you see a break of that level, then we should be waiting for this particular area, but we have a break of this particular support level, so we just wait for a retracement to this. We might see a retracement if you zoom it properly. Let's use the 4-hour time frame. So checking this bias right here, we might see a retracement to this level. So let's use the trend line. So this is where I'm looking to take my trade, this particular area, then to the first take profit target, and then if you see a break of this level, then to the second one. Then if I see a break of this particular level, then I'll be looking to take my sell bias from this particular area, as you see on the chart, because this area too is a very strong area. So I'll be looking to take my sell on either of that two area. So that is my bias on the AUD Swiss franc. So going to card Canadian dollar Swiss franc, this one too on that same page. So I'll be looking for a retracement to this particular supply level at this area, then I'll be looking for a rejection which tallies with what we call the trend line. So if you put this trend line here, you might see that this is a downward trend line that might even we might even see a retracement to this particular area. So this is where I'll be looking at to take my sell bias at this particular resistance of that trend line. and to the target of 0.68268. So going to AUD US dollar. So AUD US dollar, we broke through this level, then even the downward trend line too, we have broken through that particular level. So I'll be waiting on AUD USD. I'll be waiting for the what we call the interest rate decision report to take my what we call the sell bias. So this area too, I'll be waiting at this area to take my sell bias. So if I see a retracement to this particular area, then if I see a retracement to this particular area right here, which that is the area of this particular supply level, you see the rejection candle here. So this is where I will be taking my sell bias to that particular level, to this particular level right here. So this is where I will be taking my sell bias to this particular level right here. So checking the weekly time frame, during the what we call the interest rate decision, we might see a big move to this side. Then after it, then we might see a rejection to the downside. So let's just keep looking at that particular area, and let's keep observing what will happen after the interest rate decision. So the one I'm looking at on Canadian dollar pounds, this is direction I'm looking at to pull my trade. Though this is an overall movement to the upside, but I'm looking to take my sell bias immediately after when the market open, maybe on Monday, and then I might put my stop loss above this particular area, because if this place break, then we'll have it move to the upside. So I'm looking to take my sell bias from here, then take my profit at this particular area. So we might see a small move to this particular area, then we see a rejection to this particular area, and if, as you can see, we are in a resistance level. So that is why I'm willing to short at that particular area. So there is a first breakout of this particular resistance level, then we have a big rejection to the downside. So this is where I'll be looking to take my sell bias, and then take my profit at 971 before. If you see a breakout of that particular this trend line, then we'll see a move to this area. So the last one we want to check out is gold. So gold is about to crash, no doubt about that, because we have a double top at this particular area, the first top, and then the second top. So we have the break of this particular neckline here. As you can see, I've labeled it already, so just not to waste time for this analysis. So we have a breakout of this particular area. So this is the area I'm looking at to take my sell bias. The retest of that particular neckline, then I'll be willing to sell to 446.73. So that's what I check on monthly. So let's go to the weekly time frame. As you can see, on weekly time frame too, we might have what we call the support of this particular trend line here. So let's go to weekly and see the daily and see what's going up right there, going on. So there are two scenarios I'll be looking at to take my sell on gold. So the first one is if you go to the 4-hour time frame, let's tell you the first one. This is the first one. The first one is immediately after this area. We have a rejection at that particular, so I'll be willing to take my sell bias at this particular area of supply to the downside, or if I see a break of this particular area, then I'll be willing to take it at this particular area of supply. So this is the smaller supply level, and the bigger one here, I'll be willing to take my sell buyer. So anything apart from that, I'll be waiting. Maybe the bias can change to bullish, but for now we are in a very bias. So this is my first area of taking my sell bias, and if that area is invalidated, and I'll be looking to take it at this at 1726 or so if you are new to this channel, please subscribe, like and share. A big thank you to everybody that has been supporting this channel, that have been sharing it, that have been subscribing so far. So you can click on the link in the description box to join our Telegram community, so that we'll share ideas together, we'll share trading advice and ideas. So if you want to join the mentorship program, there is a link to Ambafx website on that description button. So trade safe, trade consciously, and then use a very good risk management so that you can last in the game. Have a good and a safe trading week.